Well, we've grown we've nitty bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news show. We're live on twitch.tv/Engineer Hoist Wednesdays at 8 p.m. So if you want to join us and all these folks in the chat, head on over there. Otherwise, we do always post this on the replay to YouTube on the next day. And want to say hi to those of the people who showed up in the chat. I'm stumbling over my words today. Optimus Prime, Soundbot, Siberion, Big D, Luke Decon, Scary Dave checking in very late where he's at. Thanks for staying up and coming by. Bruticus is here a lot. I saw Sharksy in the house. Record Rule 21. Arrow DJ Hart, been a minute. Yeah, thanks for coming back. Gunfire, and if I missed you, it's just because there's too many of you here. I see Jared Barber just showed up. Thank you guys for showing up. We've been starting off the basically the green room, the waiting room, till we start the show with the question of the day, or question of the week, if you want to call it. I know some people have called it out. But who's your favorite headmaster? I was thinking ahead to the new bot coming this week, Triggerhappy, but he was actually a Target Master, but in Titan's Return toy is kind of a Headmaster, so I guess that's what I was thinking. But we got a lot of good responses, and I think we ran through the entire roster of G1. A lot of people pointing out Hardhead, Fortress Maximus, Scorponok, Nightbeat, Brainstorm, and Hardhead. I can't even remember everyone that they said there. For me personally, it's there's a few of them. I have a real connection with Brainstorm because I still have my G1 figure, and I actually remember taking apart that G1 Brainstorm to figure out how the little Headmaster thing worked with the speed, strength, intelligence. And Skull Cruncher is another one of my favorites because I had a fond memory of actually getting that particular one, which we can go into another time. I don't want to bore you because you want to get to the Transformers Earth Wars news, and of course the Scorponok also I've managed to have and is great. And yes, Optimus Prime, I would say Studio Series Cogman counts. We didn't really limit it to G1. I said any kind of Headmasters, and Cogman is indeed a Headmaster, at least in the toy. They didn't really show it in the movie, but I think they had intended to, but cut that part of the plot anyway. But we don't like to talk about the last night. We mostly disavow the fact that movie exists. Although Cogman was actually, I thought Cogman was pretty funny. Anyway, moving on, let's head to the news. This weekend's event is called Bullet Storm, with a bot named Triggerhappy and Sixgun. I think you can imagine there'd be a lot of bullets flying, although I think they do lasers mostly in Transformers. But hey, you know, who's to say they're not laser bullets or whatever. Big Bronze Rim's in the house. I saw G1 Red Alert show up too. Thank you guys for showing up. A couple of our regulars. This weekend, new bots Sixgun and Triggerhappy are joining the ranks. Gather your alliance and take part in this weekend's event to win up to 50,000 Combiner Spark, 100,000 Spark, 20,000 Premium Shards, and up to 100 Sharpshooter Crystals, with a chance to win a 2, 3, or 4-star Sixgun or Triggerhappy, depending on your main faction, and lots of Crystal Shards. So I think you guys know what kind of event this is going to be. This is a prestige event for the Alliance. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. There are 100 prestiges and super XP in this event, so get out there, grind as much as you can, and level up your bots. How do you participate? Well, it's an Alliance event, so you have to be in an Alliance. For any event, you have to be Headquarters level 4, which is pretty easy to get to. Even if you start now, you can be level 4 by the time the event starts. Tap the event button, hit the that's the yellow event button, select your zone, win your battle to win points. That all accumulates for the Alliance, and then you win prizes. The battle zones are the standard battle zones. And here is the list of prizes for each prestige. Is 10,000 points in each prestige times 100 prestiges. And yes, indeed, that's a 1 million point event. We've seen these a few times, and that seems to be the new standard for now, especially for these prestige events where we get new bots. A lot of Combiner Spark and some Premium Shards and some Spark in there. And of course, every time you complete a prestige, you get a Sharpshooter Crystal where you could get either your Sixgun or Triggerhappy. Potentially. Here's are the rewards in the Sharpshooter crystals, it's a 10% chance to get a bot. It can then be a 2, 3, or a 4-star, and then 30% chance of either the 4-star, 3 stars, or premium shards. I didn't put those percentages on there, but that's what they said in the newsletter. So it's a 10% chance for a new bot. And then from that, it's 2, 3, or 4. Obviously, they'll be, you know, they tend to be pretty even, similar to the normal crystals, where you're going to see mostly 2 stars, a few 3 stars, and there'll be a handful of 4 stars out there, not necessarily for every individual person. Some people might get that 4-star in the very first crystal, some might go through all 100 and not see the 4-star. So, best of luck to you with however many crystals that you manage to get from this event. So now let's talk about Sixgun. We've finally got some good in-game artwork for these two guys, and so there is Sixgun. It's a little dark. If I had a little more time, I might have brightened it up a little bit for the stream. But I think you get the idea. Plus, they'll be showing them off in the stream tomorrow, I am sure of it. Unfortunately, we don't have the bots to show off during this stream ahead of time. They just weren't quite ready. They're still tweaking a few things. But we can still talk about him. Sixgun's bio reads thusly. A walking, talking mass of armaments and firepower, Sixgun is as bellicose as his name suggests, with a personality to match. Gung-Ho doesn't even come close to describing the sheer gusto with which he launches himself into any combat situation. But though he can be brash, belligerent, and bombastic, he's as loyal and committed as they come, leading from the front and soaking up the lion's share of incoming enemy fire. Fellow Autobots sometimes misread his gruff, terse manner as standoffish and unfriendly, but fact is, Sixgun saves his real self-expression for the battlefield. And we did learn what their ability is going to be. The ability is called infrared homing. And it says you set an area on fire, dealing damage over 6 seconds, and then take off and shoot 4 heat-guided missiles, and each missile prioritizes burning defenses and causes damage. So what the playtesters, and I think Big Bronze Rim could probably confirm because I think he's in there, but what it sounds to me like is, say you sent Sunstreaker, you sent one, or Swindle, and sent one of his incendiary barrages and set a little bit of an area on fire. Then you follow up with Sixgun or Triggerhappy, and those missiles will then actually target those buildings that have been set on fire. That's kind of the idea that I think is what they're going for. So, infrared homing, it prioritizes burning defenses, so there you go. I think it might also count for acid burning too. I'm not entirely sure. So we'll have to see when they tell us more about the ability and get a chance. I'm sure we'll have a chance to try them out in a challenge battle in the game. That's what they usually. That's usually with how they go with the release of the bots. On the Thursday before the event, they release a challenge battle, gives you a chance to try out the bot before you get a chance to win them. So we'll go and see what they look like then. Triggerhappy is the Decepticon counterpart to Sixgun. Whereas some Decepticons are just cold and calculating, Triggerhappy is a genuine nut job. One of those quirks of forging who are really and gleefully bonkers. Did he get dropped on his head in the smelting process? Or did the streak of drooling insanity just come to the fore in the cauldron of civil war? No one knows. And for sure, Triggerhappy doesn't care. The sound of gunfire, explosions, and mortar fire is music to his audio receptors, and most of it is usually coming from his direction. Unfortunately, for his fellow Decepticons that is, Triggerhappy is far from discerning what he lets rip, so the risk of friendly fire is high. So, that is probably the best bio for a bot called Triggerhappy that you could ever imagine, so there you go. And his ability, it has the same icon, has the same name, it works the same way as what we just talked about with Sixgun, where he will set an area on fire, dealing damage, and then take off and shoot 4 heat-guided missiles, which prioritize the burning defenses and causes damage. So since he does set an area on fire, so he's going to burn some buildings there. So even if you had not laid down some additional fire from Sunstreaker or Swindle or something, then you at least still set some things on fire around you, I imagine, and then those missiles would target whatever that you set on fire with Triggerhappy or Sixgun. So again, haven't had a chance to test this bot, so I don't know what it's like in practice. We'll find out during the stream tomorrow. And of course, if you're watching the replay, that stream will have already happened on the Transformers Earth Wars official channels on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Speaking of Twitch, just another little reminder, if you want to join us live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, head on over to twitch.tv/engineerhoist. You can go ahead and click the little, I think it's a heart icon to follow, and then you can choose to receive notifications. I always start the streams about 10 minutes before we go live, and so come join us live, or you can always still check out the replay if you're watching that. And also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for some behind-the-scenes content or just things that don't really fit into a video, like something I recently just posted as I was going through cracking some free crystals, and wouldn't you know it, not even recording anything or whatever, and they light up to 4 stars, and out pops the black Arachnia for my Decepticon side. So I think I'm going to be starting to save some my free crystals to be cracking when I'm recording, in case we get some of those that fun stuff there. And I've heard quite a few people have been seeing those 4-star, not just bots, but also the combat bots popping out of those that free stuff. So there you go, and that is the end of the news. So, and Superion's over there laughing that there's still no Hoist in Transformers Earth Wars. Come on, man. Come on, man. And Grand Galvatron, I have not had a chance to read that, but if you guys want to read, we read the first couple of first couple paragraphs, the like a preamble, I would say, of the Viper's Vengeance story written by Grand Galvatron. I read that a couple weeks ago. We got a little video of it posted up there. But Grand Galvatron did actually finish the first chapter and posted a link to it. I can't remember the name of the site where you posted, but if I remember, you're at Autobuttons on Twitter. Oh, it's actually right here in front of me. I'll grab a link of that, and since we're mentioning it here, I'll actually post a link in the description of the YouTube video for everybody. So there's a link there in the in the Discord chat if you want, or in the Twitch chat. It's also it was posted in my Discord, which again, if you want, the link is in the description of the YouTube video, so you can head on over there and definitely go. The first part of that story was just amazing, and I just I need to take the time and sit down and read it. I have no excuse now because I clicked the link and it is open on my other window, and so I'll have to go and read through that. And there we go. So thank you for sharing all of that, Grand Galvatron. Yes, indeed, it's Tumblr. Okay. Let's see. What do we have next? Oh yeah, let's like I said, I had some crystals. Did a random accidental tap on a mortar there as I was trying to hit the keyboard, but my hit the screen of the phone. And I do have a bot ready. I don't remember which one this is. This is just a little 2-star Tarantulas. I was leveling up some of my low-level Decepticons, and also got first aid. My 4-star first aid finished his leveling to level 51, which is very helpful. So happy about that. We can get him back on the raid squad because it didn't do quite as well without him. So there we go. And I gotta tell you, I like these the 2 slots in the research lab. And did have somebody post a comment on one of my videos just recently asking how do you get the 2 slots. Well, I've already done it, but first of all, you have to be at least headquarters 12, to have it unlock, and you will have to have earned 200,000 of the Z Energon. That's the orange/pink, depending on what you how you look at it. And then there, in the bottom half of the research lab screen, there will be another little indication above the upgrade button that will I forget exactly what it says, but it will tell you to give you a button and tell you the requirements that you need to add the second slot. And you can see mine here says maximum number of bot upgrade slots reached, because I did unlock the 2. So crystals, we've got crystals. How many levels does a 3-star bot have? The 3-star bot, I believe, can go to 60. You can go to level 60. And the 4-star bots now, if your headquarters level 17, I believe they can go to 65. But it costs Z Energon to level beyond level 60 for your 4 stars and 5 stars. Okay, so I do have a couple of premium crystals, a 3-star crystal, and those are some the G1 core crystals. I only managed to get the bronze and silver. I fell a little short of the 15,000. I think I ended up at about 12,000 by the end of the event. We'll go ahead. I guess that was the 3-star. G1 Grimlock silver core. All right. And we got a bronze. Was that Optimus Prime? Cool, cool. I've got a few gold G1 Optimus Primes. Didn't really need that, so it's good food though. 3-star crystal gives us a duplicate cup. First aid is low. Need to level up his abilities. Yeah, I haven't really leveled his ability too much. I've been trying to work a little bit more on leveling up some abilities, but you know, one of the reasons why I haven't leveled abilities very much is it costs a lot of energon, and so many bots that need leveling. I've been focusing really on just getting the bots leveled. But I do think my spark is starting to max out, so I do need to start focusing a little more on abilities. I did level up Skylink's ability the other day. I think he's level 8 now. Ultra Magnus. Oh, it's nice to see him come through. Alita Wad. Fantastic bot. Okay, got a couple of Decepticon premium crystals here. Got a Scrapnel. And a Beast Wars Megatron. Yes. And I do not know which of these are the Autobots or the Decepticons, so we'll just start tapping them and we'll find out. This is Pterodactyl, so these are the Decepticon combat chips. And that's Ravage. And there's another Pterodactyl. And I'm guessing these are maybe the Decepticon free crystals, but well, no, it's a Shark Attack free crystal. Oh, look at this! This is a 2-star Sentius Malice. I didn't realize I didn't have a 2-star Sentius Malice. That's pretty cool. I got the 3-star not too long ago, so that pretty good luck on the Decepticon free crystals. Pulled a 3-star Sentius Malice just a week and a half ago, followed up with the 4-star Black Arachnia. After a very long dry spell, I actually pulled a couple of nice things from the Decepticon free crystals. And a blue Kremzeek. That's pretty nice. Field repairs. I can't tell you the last time I used a field repair boost. 1000 Spark is always welcome. And white Kremzeek. Oh, we'll not talk about the controversy that thing caused a while back. The Autobot Combat Bots gets us a Night Stalker. And Fire Drive. And another Fire Drive. The controversy, oh, they took away the ability for the white Kremzeeks to work on the headquarters because it was being exploited, and it really messed up the really mess things up, and the bases were too easy to be beaten by using the white Kremzik. I know I said we wouldn't talk about it. I didn't really mean that literally. It was more just a coy way of being able to talk about the story, I guess. And it worked. Thanks for taking the bait. We got an incendiary barrage. Those are pretty nice sometimes. There's a hound. First Monk says he's getting closer to that 5-star combat bot, or I'm getting closer. Yeah, every 2 combat points counts. Ooh, 1,000 premium shards. This used to be the only way to be able to get a 4-star, essentially, from a free crystal, is to hit the 1,000 premium shards and then hit a 4-star on that one. But now you can get a 4-star straight from the free crystals, which is amazing that they did that. Another white Kremzik. And the last one gives us another 1,000 premium shards. Nice! And let's go spend these on Autobots. Oh, we've got a 3-star crystal we can claim too. And there are a couple of 3-star Autobots I can get, so we'll go ahead and spend it there. Premium crystals! Got an RC. And Sunstreaker. And the 3-star crystal gives us Cheetor. I was almost surprised it was a 3-star Cheetor, but then I stopped myself and said, "No, dummy, that was a 3-star crystal." But then I'm telling you my internal dialogue anyway, so I may as well have just said it. I still can't help it with because of Cyberverse. Bumblebee didn't know any better, so he was just calling him Moon Cheetah because he saw him on the moon, and I think that's funny. So Cheetor is going to like forever be known to me as Moon Cheetah because of Cyberverse. So, yeah. So there you go. And that's pretty much all I had, but speaking of Cyberverse, the Macadam Build-A-Figure's coming along pretty well. I did get Hot Rod in. I don't have him nearby, but he gave me the second leg for Macadam, so now my armless, headless torso can actually stand on 2 legs. So... But I'm actually really liking this season 3. I think it's season 3 of the Cyberverse, or what are they calling it now? Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures for some reason. But I really like it. I think it's good. The first season was a little slow to get going. It was pretty cool, but this 3rd season is actually really good. You know, something I forgot to do, most people who are interested in it have probably already checked out by now, but toys of Triggerhappy and Sixgun. So these are the toys that the new bots are based on. We've showed them off before, so it's not like most people have missed out and they're not seeing this at all. But there you go. So there is Triggerhappy and Sixgun, based off of the Titan's Return and the Siege line, and you can see those in-game models. They're practically identical. One thing they did with Triggerhappy in the in-game model is they actually took these side guns and switched them around and had them more anchored up on the shoulder to where the guns were shooting out, which is actually makes more sense. But unfortunately, due to the way the toy transformed, they just kind of flip up here and just are kind of like pointing up, to where even if he tries to aim, he's just basically shooting backwards. So they actually were able to make an improvement in the game model over what the toy was able to do. Still a fantastic toy. If you ever get a chance to get Triggerhappy or his mold mates, Misfire or Slugslinger, do it, because they're really fun and unique transformations. I mean, Titan's Return was, what, 2-3 years ago now, so they're not going to be in major retails. At best, you'll find them at discount stores. Most likely, you'd actually have to find them secondhand somewhere. But if you find one, Get them. Let's see. Superion says he's got Triggerhappy and Sixgun. Very cool. Scary Dave's asking, should Skyrain be in the game as another combiner? At some point, I think they'll bring him, just because they're running out of actual combiners from Transformers history, and there was a toy of Skyrain, so I would not be surprised to see him come at some point. Clearly, Computron's coming next, but who comes after Computron, if anybody? Don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I saw somebody asking about how do you get your base back on the game. If you have any issues with the game, Grand Galvatron's got a link there, support at TransformersEarthWars.com. You can also Transformers at SpaceApeGames.com. So I do get questions like that every so often on the videos, and you know, I try to send them their way with best luck. I'm just an independent YouTuber who happens to have a relationship with them, but otherwise I have zero ability to help out with any issues other than to point you to the direction of the people that can actually help out. So, but I think that's all we have for this week. For those of you watching Twitch, as always, stick around. We'll talk about a few more things during the after show. And for those of you on YouTube, this is another reminder: head on over to twitch.tv/engineerhoist and hit a follow. So so you can come by Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, watch us live, and you too can actually participate in the after show. And the replays on Twitch are available for like 2 weeks afterwards. So even if you don't want to watch live or can't watch live, you can still head on over to Twitch and watch the replays for up to 2 weeks. But that's going to do it, and time to sign off. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.